I want to take you along on this journey because I think we allow chaos to prevent us from achieving our goals. So that's why it's one of the 5 C's to be you. Okay, so I am the mother of 3 children. I'm married, I have a nonprofit, and I have a business. So chaos is a staple in my life. Someone is always vying for attention. My children want me to do things with them. I have to cook meals because everybody wants to know when it's time to eat. With my business, clients are pulling me left and right, wanting to know what's going on with their projects. My nonprofit started up a few years ago, but COVID has gotten it sort of stuck and sort of in a position where there's not much I can do at the moment, or we can do at the moment. So I'm doing the best I can there. Chaos, chaos, chaos. But guess what? I need me too. I need time with me. I want boo time with my husband. So minimizing chaos, turning up the volume of my own personality enough to make sure that I'm taking care of me and I'm getting what I need to be the best, do the best, and give the absolute best that I can is very important. And so I have constructed sort of a routine, some systems, and some processes to help me minimize my chaos. And so the video that I'm going to share with you today is a series of tools that I use in my life and in my business to make sure I am minimizing that chaos. And one of them is not necessarily a tool, but it is a system that I want to share with you that I learned from Jordan Page over on her page on YouTube. So if you've not checked her out, I will link her below, and maybe even I can find the video where I got this from. And I want to go ahead and get started with everything. I want to share with you things you can do right now to minimize the chaos in your life. And I'm going to give you a bonus that will help you in your personal life if you're that mom who still is cooking meals and trying to make sure you have dinner on the table for your family the best way you know how. I've got something for you too. So just keep watching. The first tip I'm going to share with you is to choose you. This is so important when you start your day. You cannot allow the television to start your day, your phone to start your day. You really want to start your day with choosing you. So in my morning routine, I like to get up, brush my teeth, and wash my face. I'll do my morning devotion because I like to spend a little time quietening my mind, filling my cup before I allow the world, life, and business to start taking things out of my cup. So that's kind of what I do. After I brush my teeth and wash my face, I grab my coffee. Oh, my coffee. And I will take some time with myself. On this particular day, I'll get back in bed for a little while and I will sip on my coffee and I'm watching the Food Network. I absolutely love Bree Drummond. I love watching The Pioneer Woman. And so that's what I'm watching today to get my day started and just sort of get my mind right for what the day has to hold. And then after I have that me time, that's when I go ahead and get up and get dressed and get my day started. The other way I choose me is to calendar block. It is so paramount in my life and my business to have times associated with various tasks that I have to do that are regular tasks in my life. As a content creator, I have to have time to create content. So I want to make sure I am blocking off time to create that content. There's also a time needed to edit that content and post that content. So I try to block that time off on my calendar as well. In addition to that, I block off my morning routine time because, I want to make sure it's there. I don't want anybody impeding on that time before I'm ready. So I make sure that is blocked off on my calendar as well. And then I have times for boo time, which usually happens at the end of the night around 8 o'clock, where I make sure that I've cut off all of my my tools that I use, my computer, my iPad, and I am ready to just kind of lounge with him while we watch television, talk about our days, eat our dinner, whatever that is. Maybe we go out, whatever that is. I make sure that it's on my calendar so that it's not disturbed time and I don't accidentally fill it with something that I don't want to do or I miss out because I didn't have it on my calendar. So calendar blocking is very, very important to my calendar blocking process. Now, what I do, I'm going to show you how this actually works, because what I do is I go into my Google Calendar and I'm going to show you really quickly how I do that. Okay, before I show you my personal calendar blocking, I want to show you how I do it. So you want to click on Google Calendar or whatever your calendar is. I'll speak for Google Calendar. So that's what I typed in. And we're going to show you how I would create a miscellaneous task or time frame on my Google Calendar for scheduling. So here are the dates and times, choose those. And here, when you click on this does not repeat, that arrow, now you can customize it. So you can choose to do it weekly, monthly, annually, but I usually choose custom. That way I can repeat every week if I want to. But you see there we have days, weeks, months, year. If I wanted to do every 2 days, I could, and that's how I would change it. Just go in here and click every 2 days, and you can even decide when it ends. It never ends. You can have it end on a specific date, or you can end after a certain time. I'm not going to create this right now because it's already been created, and I've got some that I want to show you here in a little bit. But as you see right here on June 27th, it took me a minute to find it, but there it is, miscellaneous time. But I want you to look at that personal time down there in purple. That is one of the items that I have on my calendar. It is calendar blocked. That is my personal time at 7:30 to 8:30 every morning. That is my time to get up and have my coffee and to watch my television and talk to my best friend. If you see here, tough work day, that usually happens on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time. And it is blocked off on my calendar. If you see in red, that's a personal thing that I have on my calendar. Get my nails done. Got to stay sassy, right? But that is how you would block off your calendar. And now I want to show you an image of my actual calendar, one that I created. I've changed it up since then, but I kind of want to show you what I mean when I'm talking about calendar blocking. I think it's very important for us to have our calendar blocked in a way that allows for miscellaneous time in case we have appointments that need to be made spontaneously, like doctor's appointments or maybe a lunch with a friend that came in from out of town or something along those lines. But beyond that, here is my calendar, and you can see that I've blocked off my morning routine time, I've blocked off my boo time, I've blocked off those 2 miscellaneous time frames. And so this is how your calendar can look. So whenever you have to make appointments, if someone has your calendar, if you have it linked up to your work calendar, people can see when time is blocked off and you don't have to worry about double booking. The second thing you can do right away is to create circumstances for optimal success. What does that mean, Andrea? Well, it means setting up your personal framework. Your personal framework is devised of 4 pillars: your strengths, your limitations, your desires, and your non-negotiables. You want to set these up so that you now have a personal framework with which you can determine the best course of action that will yield the best possible results. Only you can figure this out, but I have set these up for myself, which makes it so much easier for me to leave money on the table that is not the right money for me to pick up. It also makes it very easy to manage the expectations of people around me and to manage my own expectations as I'm working with other people, as I am, navigating my family life, my personal life. It really does help set me up with those boundaries that I need to be the most successful I can be in any given set of circumstances. I know what I need. I know what will work. I know what won't work. I know what I can tolerate. So the second thing I can tell you to do right now to minimize that chaos in your life is to determine what your personal framework is so that you can set yourself up with those circumstances for optimal success. All right, let's move on to the third thing you can do right now to minimize the chaos in your life. Okay, so the last tip, I think I said I was going to give you 4. It's 3, and I'm going to give you the 4th as a bonus. So the third tip that I'll give you right now to help you minimize the chaos in your life, something you can do right now, is to create systems and processes. I love systems and processes to the point that when I first started my business and I was setting up the framework of my business, my husband said to me, honey, you actually have to go out and talk to people and not just set up systems and processes in order for your business to be successful. Well, the joke's on him because now I actually teach people how to set up systems and processes in their own business so that they can be successful. What I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to share with you 3 of the tools that I use to make my business and my personal life so much better. The first one I'll share with you is Asana. It is my brain. It is where I just dump everything and it just makes everything so easy. I don't have to remember it. I can come up with an idea. I can think up a recipe. I can find something that is going to be useful, and I can plop it in Asana as a project that I need to do, and boom, it's there. I don't have to think about it again. If there is someone that I am communicating with on my team, I can jot the note down and know that they're going to get it. I absolutely love Asana. It is a lifesaver, and I use it every single day to jot something down, to manage my projects, and to make sure that I am being very consistent with my social media, and I am consistent with my customers and the things that I'm doing for them, like their social media or their podcast production. So right now I'm going to show you how I use Asana in my business, and hopefully you too will be able to use it in your business and have as much success as I have. I'll also leave in the show notes, you'll see all the tools that I use, and so there is a link there. I have an affiliate link. You're more than welcome to grab that and use Asana in your business. So take a look at this brief tutorial to sort of get you acclimated to Asana. First thing you want to do is go to asana.com, and as you see here, when I click on the home button, I have all of my projects lined up right here on my home page. So I mistakenly clicked the team project. So let me go back over here to my podcast content. So I want to share with you how this works. When you're creating a template, look at how awesome this is. You can add the assignee, you put the date that it's due, what project it's on, all the things. You can add dependencies, and then you can add description. So here in my description for the podcast, I put all the necessary information that anyone would need who is helping me on this project. The topic, we would fill that out. We would fill out the title, whatever the publishing date and time is going to be. And then I always try to have some sort of a call to action or content upgrade at the end of my podcast. Look how amazing this is with my template. I have all of my before interview tasks. And as you can see, when they're complete, you just hit those check marks, it'll finish. The day of, if I'm doing an interview on Zoom, those are the tasks that need to be done. And then post-production, all of the things that need to happen to ensure that my podcast is consistent. Now, I absolutely love this. What I would do is click this duplicate task from my template, and this is what you get. I change the name to the actual name of the podcast, and then I'm able to move it into one of these columns like I did here. So this is a podcast that I did this week on chaos, and as you can see how workflow goes, I can go from to be scripted to content to be recorded. Here's one that I did last week, choices, and see how it goes through the process to ensure that this podcast is on task and on target to be completed. And then all is done, and I hit that green check button, and I make sure that it is over in the repurpose content. So now I can repurpose that content all across the board. I absolutely love how Asana works for systems. This is the system I have. I've created a template to make sure everything works. And then I now see the process that you can go through, and each task goes through each one. To be scripted, content to be recorded, content to be edited, as you see here. And then images need to be created. And then the content should be updated. And then finally, like I mentioned earlier, we repurpose the content with the team. Absolutely love it. Not only did I show you how I create templates in Asana, but I also showed you a little bit of workflow, which is also important just to keep your mind right. That's sort of what I meant when I talked about consistency. The templates help me make sure that I'm doing everything right, but the workflow is how I move my information or my project from task to task to make sure that I am hitting every single step every single time. I love it. Now, this last tool that I use, I love it, is Evernote. Now, I love Evernote because when I am surfing the net, when I am researching for my program or for my client, or if I am doing anything that requires me to have resources on the back end of it, I always use Evernote to capture it. And so I want to share with you how I do that. So I created another screen share video for you so you check out how I use Evernote in my business. So take a look at that right here. Last but not least, I absolutely, like I said before, love Evernote. And so I'm going to show you how I use Evernote by going through, I'm going to use my podcast as an example. Let's say you're on the web and you see this amazing podcast and you don't want to lose it. You want to be able to come back to it. You might be at the doctor's office waiting in the waiting room, and you're just sort of perusing your internet and they call your name. So you can quickly click on this little elephant here, which is the clipper, so web clipper, and this is what you would get. And you can clip this in an article, just full page. You could just bookmark it, or you can screenshot the whole thing. And then you can also organize it inside of notes, inside of your notebook. We'll get into that when we get over to the actual Evernote. This is just from the clipper. And then you can also type in tags so that when you are in your Evernote profile and you can't remember the name of the article or the name of the podcast, you can just type in the search podcast and anything with that tag will show up. And that is how you can find it in your Evernote. Now we're over here in Evernote, and let's say you wanted to click a new note. Well, let's go here to the notebook. So remember, we typed in that we wanted it to be in a specific notebook. So you could click in that notebook, and here would be all of the notes that you placed in that notebook. So you don't have to worry about those references. I really enjoy using this when I am doing research for things and I find a great article. Here's kind of what I was mentioning before. If you can't remember what the name of the podcast was, here's where you would type in that tag podcast, and you would it would show up. You can also share notes with people, and you can chat with your team here. Again, I absolutely love Evernote for the ability to save notes. You can put them in shortcuts, which is what I have here. Absolutely love it. Again, on your homepage, this is actually, I want to say this is the free version. But let's just say you want to write a task, right? You can do that here. You can just create a note. I mean, not a task, a note. You could just create a note for yourself as some sort of a reminder, or if you need to share this with someone, you can share it. And it's got all of the formatting tools so that you can just make it. You can write an entire blog post here, guys, and save it. It's fantastic. I absolutely love this tool. So see, you can share it out. Fantastic. You can share it with anyone. You can get a shareable link. See that you can do that there, and you can put that anywhere. So absolutely phenomenal. I love Evernote. All kinds of tools that you can use here. those formatting tools to help you with your note. I'm not going to do anything or save anything. I just really wanted to come in here and share with you. Again, you can add those shortcuts. You can copy it. You can move it to a different notebook. As you can see here, these are all notebooks that I have within these stacks is what you call them. So all kinds of different things that you can do inside of Evernote. Absolutely, absolutely love this tool. Okay, so this is the bonus that I wanted to share with you that I think you are going to love. I will try to link Jordan's video below if I can find it. But one of the things that she taught me was how to shop your refrigerator and your freezer first before you make your grocery list. This was fabulous. This idea was mind-blowing, life-changing, all the things. So when I am preparing to go grocery shopping, to avoid spending too much money and buying things that I already have, I always shop my pantry, my freezer, and my refrigerator first to see what I already have. Then I create my menu for the week, and that will tell me exactly what I need from the grocery store and not just going through the grocery store willy-nilly picking up stuff and overspending. I love this tip. The other thing she shared was when you shop for your family, you should shop, I think she said, how much did she say? $100 a person per month, unless you are just a couple. And then she says $300 a month. So for my family of 5, $100 per person is $500 a month, which means each pay period I can shop $250 for groceries that week. But the good thing is when you shop your pantry, your freezer, and then your refrigerator, and then create your menu for the week, you don't spend that much because odds are you can create meals with what you already have in your pantry, freezer, or refrigerator. I love this tip. Anyway, guys, I love that I have these tools to help me minimize the chaos in my life. I really hope they helped you minimize the chaos in yours.